India's information technology sector has been a story of phenomenal success. For decades, it has been the engine of our modern economy, putting India on the global map. This growth story was primarily scripted in the bustling tier-1 cities. Bengaluru, Hyderabad, Pune and Chennai became the epicenters of a digital revolution. They attracted the best minds and the biggest companies, creating vibrant ecosystems of innovation and opportunity. These cities were the undisputed champions of India's IT boom, housing sprawling campuses and global capability centers that served the world. This concentration of resources, however, was always a double-edged sword, creating intense pressure on a handful of urban centers. Now, a significant new chapter is unfolding in this journey. The narrative is shifting away from being solely metrocentric. A quiet but powerful migration is underway as IT giants and startups alike are turning their gaze towards what we call tier-2 cities. Locations like Coimbatore, Lucknow, Kochi, Warangal, and Vadodara are no longer just dots on a map. They are emerging as the next strategic frontiers for technological growth. This isn't merely about finding cheaper office space. It represents a fundamental rethink of business strategy, driven by a search for sustainability, new talent pools, and a more balanced model for national development. The seeds of this change were sown before the pandemic, but the global shift to remote and hybrid work acted as a powerful accelerant. Companies realized that work could be delivered from anywhere, breaking the long-held belief that talent and infrastructure were exclusive to the big cities. This newfound flexibility opened up a world of possibilities. It allowed companies to tap into a wider demographic and offered employees a chance to build careers without sacrificing their connection to their hometowns. What started as a temporary adjustment is now solidifying into a long-term, strategic imperative for the entire industry. This strategic pivot is about more than just decentralization. It's about democratization of opportunity. By expanding their footprint, IT companies are not just de-risking their operations from the pressures of megacities. They are also actively participating in spreading economic growth more evenly across the country. This move promises to unlock the potential of millions of young Indians living outside the traditional tech hubs. It signals a maturation of the Indian IT industry, one that is moving from a model of concentrated excellence to one of distributed and inclusive expansion for a more resilient future. The very factors that made tier-1 cities successful have now become their biggest challenges. The constant influx of talent and companies has pushed the infrastructure of cities like Bengaluru and Pune to its breaking point. Daily life for many professionals is defined by hours-long traffic jams, which not only reduce productivity, but also significantly impact their quality of life. The cost of living, particularly real estate, has skyrocketed, making it increasingly difficult for young professionals to afford a comfortable lifestyle. This immense pressure on urban resources has created an environment that is no longer sustainable for a growing industry. From a business perspective, the hyper-competitive environment in metros has led to some serious operational headwinds. The battle for talent is fierce, leading to high-wage inflation that eats into company profits. More importantly, it has resulted in very high employee attrition rates, with figures often reaching over 15%. Companies find themselves in a constant cycle of hiring and retraining, which is both expensive and disruptive. The talent pool, while large, has become saturated, and finding professionals with specific niche skills can be just as challenging as it is in smaller cities, but at a much higher cost. Furthermore, the operational costs associated with running a business in a tier-1 city have ballooned. Commercial real estate rentals are among the highest in the country, and other overheads, from transportation to general administration, are also significantly more expensive. This high-cost structure makes it difficult for companies to maintain a competitive edge, especially in a global market where efficiency is key. For global capability centers and IT service providers, these escalating expenses directly challenge their value proposition, forcing them to look for more economically viable alternatives to sustain their growth trajectory. The dream of working in a big city is beginning to lose its sheen for many employees. The promise of a high salary is often offset by the high cost of living and the daily stress of navigating a congested city. The pandemic gave many a taste of a different life, one with a better work-life balance, closer to family and community support systems. This has triggered a reverse migration trend, with skilled professionals showing a clear preference for opportunities in their hometowns. Companies are realizing that to attract and retain the best talent, they must go where the talent wants to live. As Tier 1 cities grapple with saturation, Tier 2 cities are rolling out the welcome mat, armed with a compelling set of advantages. The most immediate and tangible benefit is the significant cost reduction. Companies expanding into cities like Ahmedabad or Thiruvananthapuram can achieve total employment cost savings of up to 30%. This is driven by more affordable real estate for office spaces and lower salary expectations, which still offer employees a higher quality of life due to the lower cost of living. This financial relief allows companies to reinvest capital into innovation, training, and expansion, fueling a virtuous cycle of growth. Beyond the cost savings, these cities are home to a vast and largely untapped talent pool. An incredible 60% of India's graduates come from areas outside the major metros. These smaller cities have a growing number of well-regarded engineering and educational institutions that produce a steady stream of skilled professionals every year. For these graduates, the opportunity to find a good job in their own city is a powerful incentive. This results in significantly lower attrition rates for companies, often 20 to 30% lower than in Tier 1 cities, leading to a more stable and committed workforce. The lifestyle proposition in Tier 2 cities is another major draw. Less traffic, cleaner air, and a more relaxed pace of life contribute to a superior work-life balance. This has become a critical factor for employee satisfaction and retention, especially for the millennial and Gen Z workforce who prioritize well-being. The ability to live closer to family, reduce commute times, and enjoy a less stressful environment makes these cities highly attractive. This improved quality of life directly translates into higher employee morale and productivity, benefiting both the individual and the organization. Crucially, this shift is being actively encouraged by strong government support. State governments are competing to attract IT investment by offering a host of incentives. These include tax breaks, capital subsidies for setting up operations, and the development of dedicated IT parks with pre-approved clearances. The national framework announced in the 2025 Union Budget to promote global capability center expansion beyond metros adds further momentum. Policies promoting infrastructure development, like dual power grids and improved fiber connectivity, are making these cities more business-ready than ever before. Despite the immense potential, the journey of transforming Tier 2 cities into full-fledged IT hubs is not without its challenges. One of the primary concerns is the state of infrastructure. While improving rapidly, issues like inconsistent power supply and the lack of robust, widespread underground fiber connectivity can pose operational risks for technology companies that depend on 24/7 uptime. A reliable digital backbone is non-negotiable for the IT industry, and ensuring its stability is the first hurdle these emerging cities must clear to build confidence among large-scale investors and global clients. Another challenge lies in the talent ecosystem. While there is a large pool of graduates, there can be a shortage of professionals with highly specialized, niche skills or extensive experience in senior management roles. The ecosystem of mentors, industry leaders, and specialized training institutes is not as mature as in the metros. This means companies often need to invest more in training and development programs to bring the local workforce up to speed with specific industry demands. Building these skills locally is essential for creating a self-sustaining talent pipeline for the long term. However, these challenges are being met with proactive and collaborative solutions. To tackle infrastructure gaps, we are seeing a rise in public-private partnerships. The government's push to establish edge data centers in over 100 railway locations through initiatives like RailTel is a game-changer for bringing high-speed data closer to users. Companies are also investing in their own power backup systems and working with multiple internet service providers to ensure redundancy. On the talent front, IT firms are collaborating directly with local universities to co-create curricula that align with industry needs, ensuring graduates are job-ready from day one. Ultimately, this strategic expansion into Tier 2 cities represents a pivotal moment for India. It is a move towards a more equitable and resilient economic future. By spreading growth beyond the megacities, the IT industry is creating opportunities where people live, reducing regional disparities, and building a stronger national fabric. This decentralization will not only ease the burden on our metros, but will also unlock the full potential of our demographic dividend. It is a win-win strategy that strengthens the industry, empowers local communities, and paves the way for the next phase of India's incredible growth story.